Alright, Sigma males are a rare breed, intelligent, calculated, and emotionally untouchable. They navigate the world with a level of awareness that leaves others struggling to keep up. While society glorifies loud leaders and social dominance, the Sigma operates in the shadows, outthinking and outmaneuvering everyone in his path. His intelligence isn't just about book smarts, it's a deep strategic way of seeing the world, allowing him to predict moves before they even happen. And when it comes to emotions, he's as cold as steel, never reacting impulsively, never showing his hand. This combination of sharp intellect and icy detachment makes the Sigma male one of the most formidable men alive. But why exactly is this the case? Let's break it down. Number 1. They emotionally neuter their opponents. Those people fight battles that aren't even worth their time. They exhaust themselves in arguments, desperate to prove a point, earn validation, or defend their pride against people who ultimately don't matter. Sigma males? They don't play that game. They don't argue. They don't explain themselves. And they certainly don't waste energy on pointless debates. Instead, they do something far more effective. They strip their opponents of emotional power, leaving them frustrated, exposed, and ultimately defeated. When someone tries to provoke them, whether it's an insecure man seeking a fight or a manipulative person testing their limits, the Sigma responds with absolute indifference. And that's what drives people insane. Most individuals thrive on emotional reactions. They feed off anger, validation, and emotional exchanges because it gives them a false sense of power. But when a Sigma male refuses to play along, when he remains completely unaffected, his opponent starts to unravel. A man controlled by his emotions is easy to manipulate. If he angers quickly, he can be provoked into making reckless choices. If he craves approval, he can be controlled with praise. But a Sigma, he gives nothing away. He doesn't argue back. He doesn't defend himself. He doesn't flinch. Instead, he watches calm, unreadable, and completely in control. And in that silence, his opponent unknowingly exposes every weakness. The more someone tries to pull a Sigma into their emotional chaos, the more frustrated they become when it doesn't work. That frustration leads to recklessness. They over-explain, grow defensive, and reveal their insecurities. They fall into traps of their own making. And the Sigma, he never had to lift a finger. This is how they win without even trying. They don't need to prove themselves because they already know their worth. They don't waste energy on emotional battles because they understand the real game. The one where the man who remains composed always wins. Number 2, they think in systems, not emotions. Most men let emotions dictate their decisions. They act out of anger, excitement, fear, or a need for validation. They react impulsively, choosing short-term gratification over long-term success. Sigma males operate on a different wavelength. They don't make choices based on fleeting feelings. Instead, they think in systems, processing reality like high-level strategists. To them, everything human behavior, power dynamics, relationships, even their own minds is a system. They analyze situations logically, breaking them down into patterns, probabilities, and outcomes. If something doesn't align with their long-term vision, they discard it without hesitation. No guilt, no second-guessing, no wasted energy. This mindset makes them highly unpredictable. Most people are easy to read because they wear their emotions on their sleeves. They react impulsively, making them vulnerable to manipulation. A Sigma, on the other hand, remains detached. He studies people's reactions, maps out their predictable behaviors, and uses that data to his advantage. If someone tries to bait him into an emotional response, he doesn't take it. If a situation feels overwhelming, he steps back and calculates his next move. Not based on how he feels, but on what makes the most sense. This ability makes them masters of delayed gratification. While others chase quick dopamine hits, impulse purchases, shallow validation, pointless drama, Sigmas focus on what actually matters. They don't cling to things that hold them back. If a relationship, job, or friendship isn't serving them, they walk away without hesitation. While others stay stuck in emotional cycles, chasing people who don't respect them, or staying in careers they hate, Sigmas cut their losses and move forward. They don't see life as a roller coaster of emotional highs and lows. They see it as a structured system of cause and effect, and they navigate it with surgical precision. By the time the average man realizes he's been wasting time on emotional nonsense, the Sigma is already 10 steps ahead, executing his next move. Number 3. They kill weakness in themselves first. Most men want success, power, or respect, but they refuse to confront the real obstacles standing in their way themselves. They make excuses, blaming their circumstances, society, or bad luck for their failures. Sigma males don't have time for that. They understand one brutal truth. Weakness is a liability, and the first enemy to eliminate is the one in the mirror. This isn't about external battles, it's about internal warfare. Sigmas hunt down every weakness within themselves and destroy it. Self-pity, a trap that keeps men stuck. Procrastination, just self-betrayal in disguise. Emotional weakness, a tool for manipulation. Sigma males don't negotiate with these flaws, they eradicate them. The process is ruthless. When they recognize a flaw, whether it's laziness, fear, or dependence on validation, they don't make excuses. They don't wait for motivation. They force themselves to adapt, grow, and evolve into men who can't be broken. This is why they progress faster than others. They aren't blinded by comfort or pride. They acknowledge their flaws with brutal honesty, then burn them out of their system. If they lack discipline, they enforce it. If their emotions control them, they detach and reclaim their power. If a toxic habit is slowing them down, they cut it off at the root. Most men protect their weaknesses because change is painful. They cling to bad habits because they fear discomfort. Sigmas, they embrace the pain. They'd rather suffer in private self-discipline than be exposed as weak in the real world. And that's what makes them unstoppable. While others are weighed down by self-doubt, addictions, and emotional baggage, Sigmas have already conquered their inner demons. By the time they step into the world, they aren't just stronger than other men, they're untouchable. Number 4. They live in the future, not the present. Most people are trapped in the present. They chase trends, react to the latest drama, and live moment to moment without ever thinking about where it's all leading. Sigma males don't operate that way. They aren't concerned with what's happening now, they focus on what's coming next. They treat life like a chessboard, always thinking 10 moves ahead. While society is distracted by meaningless debates and short-lived pleasures, Sigmas are watching patterns, studying shifts, and preparing for the inevitable. They see warning signs before the average person even notices something is wrong. Economic crashes, social collapses, power vacuums. These things don't surprise them. Why? Because they saw them coming and positioned themselves accordingly. This is why they never panic. When the world spirals into chaos, the Sigma is exactly where he needs to be financially, mentally, and strategically. He doesn't scramble for solutions like everyone else because he built his escape plan years ago. While others waste their lives chasing fleeting rewards, Sigmas invest in long-term value. They don't buy into pointless flexes. They don't waste time seeking social approval. Instead, they build skills, acquire assets, and create independence. By the time the rest of the world realizes what's happening, the Sigma is already at the finish line, watching from a distance, unaffected and untouchable. Number 5. They exploit modern women's psychological blind spots. In today's world, women are constantly bombarded with messages from social media, modern culture, and societal norms that condition them to chase 3 things above all else: status, validation, and attention. They exist in an environment where men compete endlessly to provide these things, hoping to gain favor, admiration, or even basic acknowledgement. Most men willingly play into this system, showering women with gifts, attention, and validation, all in the hope of standing out. But Sigma males? They do the exact opposite. Unlike the masses who scramble for female attention, Sigmas remain entirely indifferent. They do not chase, they do not beg, and they certainly do not pedestalize women. Instead of proving their worth, they allow their presence to speak for itself. They don't engage in excessive texting, they don't seek approval, and they refuse to engage in the predictable rituals of courtship that most men rely on. And this indifference does something profound. It disrupts the way women are conditioned to perceive male behavior. Women are so accustomed to being pursued that when they encounter a man who refuses to play that game, it creates cognitive dissonance. Their subconscious expectations are thrown into chaos. Should they feel intrigued, offended, or perhaps even obsessed? The The moment a woman begins to ask herself these questions, the Sigma male has already won. Now she is chasing him. She wants to understand why he is different, why he doesn't seek her validation, why he remains so composed while others desperately try to win her favor. This reversal of roles is precisely where the Sigma thrives. He exploits this psychological blind spot by staying composed, emotionally detached, and unpredictable. A Sigma does not reveal too much about himself. He does not make his intentions obvious. He does not give in to a woman's need for control. And that's the real secret. Women cannot control what ignores them. They can manipulate desperate men, play with their emotions, and dictate the rules of engagement. But they have no power over a man who simply doesn't need them. This is why Sigma males attract effortlessly. Their lack of visible interest makes them a puzzle, one that women cannot resist trying to solve. And when a woman cannot figure out a man, she becomes fixated on him. She will test him, challenge his detachment, and try to break through his indifference. But the harder she tries, the deeper she falls into his frame. Most men fail because they give women exactly what they expect: instant validation, predictable emotions, and an easily controlled dynamic. Sigma males break this pattern entirely, leaving women intrigued, frustrated, and magnetically drawn to them. Not because they are playing the game, but because they refuse to play it at all. Number 6. They outsource their weaknesses like CEOs. Ego is the downfall of most men. They believe that being independent means doing everything themselves, refusing help and carrying burdens they have no business carrying. They convince themselves that asking for assistance or delegating tasks is a sign of weakness. But Sigma males, they know better. They know a Sigma male does not waste time struggling with his weaknesses. Instead, he outsources them the way a CEO runs a billion-dollar company. In the business world, the most successful leaders don't attempt to master every skill themselves. They don't do their own accounting, marketing, or legal work. Instead, they hire experts, freeing themselves to focus on the high-level decisions that truly matter. Sigmas apply the same principle to every aspect of life. They do not waste precious hours learning skills they do not need when they can pay, trade, or leverage the expertise of others to get things done faster and more efficiently. If a task falls outside their zone of competence, they find someone who excels at it and delegate accordingly. While other men waste time struggling with things outside their strengths, the Sigma operates like a finely tuned machine, optimizing every element of his life for maximum efficiency. But this mindset extends beyond just business. It applies to relationships, friendships, and even daily decision-making. A Sigma does not surround himself with people who bring no value to his life. Every connection he maintains serves a strategic purpose. He does not waste energy on friendships that do not benefit him. He does not engage with women who drain him emotionally. Every person in his circle is an asset, not a liability. Even when it comes to self-improvement, the Sigma male moves differently. Instead of wasting years trying to figure things out on his own, he learns from those who have already mastered the game. He reads the right books, follows the right mentors, and absorbs only the knowledge that aligns with his long-term vision. Unlike most men who let their egos prevent them from seeking guidance, the Sigma understands that the goal isn't to prove oneself, it's to win. Number 7. They let other men self-destruct over women. When it comes to women, most men are their own worst enemies. They drain their bank accounts on expensive dates, waste countless hours chasing validation, and allow their emotions to be controlled by women who barely respect them. They throw away their dignity, competing with other men for female attention, without realizing how much they are sacrificing in the process. Sigma males, they do not fall into this trap. Instead, they observe from a distance as other men destroy themselves, throwing away their time, money, and mental stability for a fleeting chance at affection. They see men turn into financial ATMs for women who don't care about them, engaging in petty fights over women who have no genuine interest in them, and emotionally wrecking themselves over relationships that were never built to last. A Sigma male understands the harsh reality. Women naturally respect men who are not desperate for them. The more a man chases, the less attractive he becomes. The more he overinvests, the less he is valued. And the more he treats a woman as a prize to be won, the less desirable he appears. Sigmas do not view relationships through a lens of desperation. They see them for what they really are, a game of power, leverage, and emotional discipline. While other men are blinded by lust or insecurity, Sigmas remain cold, calculated, and completely in control. They don't just avoid the chaos, they benefit from it. While other men waste their prime years competing for female attention, Sigmas are busy building wealth, developing skills, and securing their independence. They let the weak destroy themselves in the emotional battlefield while they fortify their own empires. And the irony, by the time these other men realize they have wasted years chasing women who never truly valued them, the Sigma is already at the top. Financially untouchable, mentally indestructible, and completely free. The same men who once mocked him for not playing the game are now exhausted, broken, and wondering where it all went wrong. Sigma males do not need to win the dating game. They let other men lose it for them. If this video resonated with you, consider subscribing to our channel for more content on the Sigma personality and other related topics. Don't forget to hit the like button and let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Share this video with someone you think needs to see it. Thank you so much for watching, and see you in the next video.